Yeah, so these are just common things about interrupt. So we shall see what is relevant in pick series. But basically, you should know that interrupt has an interrupt service routine. Then there should be an interrupt vector table. Then how do you handle the interrupt? Whether it is maskable or non-maskable. These are basic things which you need to know. And you should know the difference between interrupt and polling. So what do you mean by interrupt and what do you mean by polling? So interrupt is something where when that event occurs, you get a notification. Okay. But polling is something where you keep waiting for it. Okay. See, for example, I think I have told you these examples. If I am taking class and I have to permit students, okay, in that case, if I am waiting for each person to come, so I can only do that if my concentration is only to keep checking and allowing people, I can do only that. I cannot do something else. But now what we are working is in a interrupt mode. So whenever a student is coming, I'm just allowing them. Okay. So when a person comes, it is similar to an interrupt. Okay. So that is the advantage of interrupt. So whenever interrupts occur, you can have many operations running in parallel. Service routine. That is interrupt. Okay. What is the difference between maskable and non-maskable interrupts? Maskable means reset is there, but let's not talk about power on reset. Then you have two different categories. So this is a basic stage. Yeah, this is the basic flow. This is the general thing which happens when it is in a main program. It finishes the current thing and saves all the needed data, the program onto the flag register, onto the stack. Then it goes to the ISR. It executes the interrupt service routine. Then it returns when it gets the instruction RET FIE. Fine. So you have different ways in which it can return. It can take the file register contents and then return, or it can just take the program counter address and it can come return back. So now in PIC18 series, basically, what are the different interrupts available? So from the timers you have interrupts. So how many timers are there? All the timers will generate interrupts. Then through serial communication also you have an interrupt, and then you have external interrupts, which is actually port B. So you have three pins which any change, it will give you an interrupt. Then you have external interrupt INT 0, 1 and 2. Then you have interrupt which occurs due to ADC and also through the capture compare block. So now we should start with the first thing. See, all the blocks of the register is not mentioned here, right? Only what is needed is mentioned. Okay. So the first thing is there will be one control register, which is called as an intcon. Okay. Interrupt control register. Then what should you do to use an interrupt? So first thing, you have to take this interrupt control register and you have to enable the first bit, that is D7 bit. That bit is to enable all interrupts or to disable all interrupts. Okay, this is a global bit. So only when it is 1, you can use any of the interrupts. Okay, and in that itself, you have an option to enable or disable timer 0 interrupt and also external interrupt 0. If you make it 1, you can use that interrupt. If you make it 0, you cannot use it at all. So there are other bits also, but which is not relevant for our purpose. So I'm not showing that now. Okay, so then how do you set it? So hope you all remember this. Do you remember this instruction? So can somebody tell me what is the meaning of this? The first one. BSF. What is the meaning of BSF? Anyone? What is the difference between BSF and BCF at least? So the first one itself, I'll ask you a question. So this is to enable all the interrupts. Suppose I want to disable all the interrupts, what should I do? So the second format is given, it is BCF. The first one is bit set, next one is bit clear. Okay, so next step, I want you to tell me. Now I want to use timer zero interrupt. Okay, so in this int con register, what should I do to use timer zero interrupt? Can you type that? I'll give you the format. Yeah, this is the format. So I want to use timer zero interrupt. So what instruction should I? Anyone? Yeah. See, Darshini, that is the bit. I want you to give me the instruction to enable timer zero interrupt. See how you saw the instruction to enable the global bit. How will you enable the timer zero alone? See, the format is given here. So you just have to mention BSF intcon, comma, TMR 0 interrupt enable. Is that okay? See, can you type it here? So you just have to give bit set flag and it is interrupt enable. Is it fine? So now the reverse thing. If you don't want to, you have enabled it, but at some point you want to disable it, then what will you do? What instruction will you give? Yeah, Anshul told that BSF is only the inverse operation of BCF. Yeah, very good. So the same format, just instead of BSF, you can give BCF. Even you can give BTF, I suppose, because it is just a bit toggle. Okay. So it's as simple as that. But you just need to know what is the sequence in which you have to enable or disable. And then you just have to check for that bit and do whatever you want accordingly. Right? So I will give you an overview fast so that tomorrow we can have a recap of the entire thing which you have for your test. So when does your exam start? It's on Thursday, right? So tomorrow will be your last class before your test. Okay. So this particular thing is given with PIC 4550, so which has got 4 timers. So what are the flags, what are the enable bits, and what are the registers? So that is given here. So only thing what you need to know is you have to enable the global bit, then you have to enable the individual bits, and then you have to check for the flag. Okay. And also you have another signal called as a peripheral interrupt enable. So in the PIC IC, you have a global enable which is to enable all the interrupts. Then you have a peripheral enable so that all your peripheral signals like timer, ADC, all that are enabled. So you have to enable that, and then you have to enable all the timer interrupts which you're going to use, or any other interrupts also. But then how do you know that an interrupt has occurred? You have to check for the interrupt flags. Okay, so this we have already covered. So what is the difference between the normal return and return after interrupt? Okay, so this return after interrupt comes only from the interrupt service routine. So that is the only difference. Okay, so we start with the interrupts. So there are three interrupts, external interrupts, which are INT0, INT1, and INT2, and also the address which is mentioned here is, so you need to know the vector address. So it starts from 008, okay, and you have to enable it. So this is also a bit available in PSF. So better I will show you from the manual so that you understand what all is there in INTCON. So if you go to interrupts, you will get the detail of the interrupt register. So see, there are so many interrupts available in this big series, but only what is needed we have given you in the PPT in a very compact form. But see what all are the bits. See what I showed you was a simple one, but if you see here, you have everything in this itself. So the first one is a global interrupt bit, which I told you, which is mentioned for enabling any of the interrupts. So it will enable or disable the interrupts. Okay, and there is an option with the priority and without priority also. But let us not go so much deep into it. Next, we have the peripheral interrupts. So this also needs to be enabled. Then you have timer 0 flag, then INT 0 flag, INT interrupt. So external interrupt 1, timer interrupt, and the bit change interrupt flag. All this is mentioned in this register. Okay. So RBIE is your bit enable. That is 0, 1, 2, 3. So if you see here, every interrupt is having two bits. One is to enable, another one is an indication. Indication is only a status. You cannot set the value. Okay, so I think let us stop with this. If I take more, I think it will be above your head. But at least this first register, you have to as such understand. Okay, see the first bit is a global bit, second bit is a peripheral interrupt bit. So when you're using timers and all, you have to enable both. Other than that, you have three interrupts which are enabled here. What are the interrupts? So there is an interrupt in port B, that is one interrupt. There is timer 0 interrupt. There is external interrupt 0. Okay, three interrupts which can be enabled, and all the three also can be indicated as the status. Fine. So you should be able to understand how to enable these bits and how to access the interrupt. Okay, but it doesn't stop with this register, because in this register there are only 8 bits available, but there are a lot of interrupts. So how do you enable those interrupts? You have many more registers. Okay, so I'll consolidate it and we will see it in the PPT. Now this is for your understanding that the main interrupt control register has the global bit and the peripheral enable bit. But all the other bits which are not covered, will be in different registers.